Excuse me, guys. Can I have a little room here? Why, thank you. Hi, everybody. Oh, how are you doing after the weekend? I hope you had a great weekend. I did. I had my little grandkids over last night and today, and my daughter and I and the kids went shopping at this store that I love. It's called Helen Market, and it's a store that has food and stuff from all over the world. I love it, love it, love it. So that was very enjoyable. So I hope you had a good weekend. If not, well, remember tomorrow's another day. Always is. Can't avoid that one. Another day comes along. Make the best of it you can. Uh, but today was nice. Very, very nice. So if you guys are relaxing watching this and maybe you've got a mask on, you got your curlers in, who knows what little beauty treatment you might be giving yourself, which is great. I love to do that too. Um, I hope you're relaxing maybe with a cup of tea or hot chocolate, or if you like the spirits, maybe a glass of wine, whatever it is, your choice there. But um, tonight I'm going to do a little video here. I had one of my viewers ask me to do something regarding going back to an ex, whether it be a husband or ex-partner, girlfriend, boyfriend. Well, that's one that, mm, that's a very slippery slope, guys. But my view on it is that's something that you have to be so incredibly careful about. A lot of times people get back together with an ex because they're lonely, or they feel like, they'll never find somebody else, they'll never find love again. Maybe even financial reasons. If you had a two income relationship and now you've got your one income. But you know what, guys? This one is one that I gotta say I be so very cautious about. You need to go over that relationship with a fine tooth comb, because, like I said, we tend to forget the bad times in a relationship and think about the cute moments, the good moments, the fun moments, and we forget why we broke up in the first place with somebody. I personally will not do that. um, I think I think there might be exceptions. I've read stories or I've heard stories from people where maybe they met when they were 18, 19, 20, young, very young. And then they met maybe, oh, 15, 20 years later. And they fell in love again. It worked out. They've been together. Well, that's kind of unusual. That's an unusual circumstance because after all, in that amount of time, you do a lot of growing and maybe get married, have kids, whatever. You have a whole life, in that 15, 20 years. And that's a possibility that it could work out, as long as you make sure that you remember what that relationship was about and think you can deal with it. And to this one particular girl, I want to tell you that, I'm not sure why you were asking, but if that is in your mind to go back to an ex, you need to really be cautious, and you need to think about everything about that relationship. Don't just think about the good times. And make sure, let's say you're having contact with this person, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, not just because you haven't found somebody, because you're lonely, that sort of thing. Don't do it for those reasons, because if you do, come here, come on, don't jump up there, baby. Sorry. Because if you do, um, you'll be sorry. You'll pay a price again. Obviously, if that person was abusive in any way, physically, emotionally, um, any kind of abuse, anything that was not good treatment, and don't pretend you don't know what it is when they're treating you bad. Don't give that whole, oh well, I don't think it's that bad. You know in your heart and in your gut when someone's not treating you 100% right. You know it, so don't try to play the, well, I didn't know. You know. Kitty, come over here. Down here, baby. Sorry. These dogs are going right where the camera is. Can't believe this. Okay, anyway. Um, you you've got to stop and think about what why you want, why anybody would want to go back with an ex. You've got to stop and think. Like I said, if there's any kind of abuse, then don't even give it a second thought. Just let that person go forever. And remember, abuse comes in many forms, not just physical. You know, they can be putting you down, made fun of you, teased you all the time, that sort of thing. A lot of people don't see that as abuse, but it really is. They intimidate you, they demean you, they make you feel bad about who and what you are, and then you tend to say, oh, well, they were just kidding around. Oh, they don't really mean it. No, that's not true. Um, you know, they say a lot of truth comes out in joking. So I personally would be very cautious if they were the kind of person to put you down in any way. There's no need for anybody to be putting you down. So, um, and also you have to remember, sometimes we just get scared. You know, we get scared about being in life alone. We get scared about dealing with everyday things in life alone. And then you start thinking, well, maybe it wasn't so bad. You know, it really wasn't that bad. No, 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 no. You got to go back and view that whole relationship for what it really was. Um, you know, I've known people in my life who have done that. They go back and it doesn't work out because the old issues come up and they, again, can't deal with them. And there they are, right back where they were. So you need to think of that too. Are you willing to lose more time in your life? Time is precious, guys. Are you willing to lose more time, maybe another year, 2, 3, 5, 10 years to somebody that you lost time with before? In the sense that maybe you knew you should have left them long before you did, and you did, but you didn't. And afterwards you're thinking, why didn't I leave that person long before? Well, are you willing to risk that again? You know, are you willing to risk the fact that, think about it, guys. If you broke up once before, whether it be that person broke up with you or you broke up with them, there was a reason that it didn't work out. So you need to be realistic. Don't fantasize it and make it sound like it was, you know, great and wonderful. Um, I think one of the biggest factors of people getting back together is fear. Fear of not finding somebody, fear of being alone. And that's definitely not the reason to get back together with somebody, guys. I mean, I know it's hard. I'm one to admit it. I live alone. I'm single. It's not the easiest road all the time. But I'll tell you what, if somebody told me that I could go right back to what I was in before, no thank you. I will be here with my little dog before I would ever go back to that. It would not be worth what it did to me then. Wouldn't be worth to have it done to me again. So be be serious with yourself. You've got that gut feeling. Follow that gut feeling. Don't try to smother it. You all know what I'm talking about when you get that little thing, you know, when you're with somebody and you feel like something is, you know, that feeling of something's just not right, you know, you're sitting there and you're thinking, what is it inside of me where I'm uneasy? I don't feel like everything's just right. Everything doesn't feel smooth and just flowing. There's something that feels uneasy inside of you. That's that sixth sense. That's that gut feeling that's telling you this isn't right. It simply isn't right. And if you don't learn to follow that, you're going to keep getting in bad relationships over and over. And I'm talking extended. I'm not talking, okay, you meet a guy or girl and you date, you know, mm, let's say you date, oh, excuse me, choking here. You date 3 or 4 times, 5 times a month or two, whatever, and then you realize, not so great. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, do you want to, you know, you don't want to devote yourself to somebody for another year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, only to realize, oh my gosh, what did I do? When most of the time, you know, within a few dates, within a few weeks, whatever, you know the kind of person you're dealing with, and you know deep in your heart if you really like that person. Too many of us just try to overlook all the things we don't like. And I've been there, I've done that. I'm not, you know, I'm no saint. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, oh yes, I've made all the right choices. Obviously, if I had, I wouldn't be divorced. Haha. Yeah. Anyway, think hard about it. Don't take a step like this lightly about going back to an ex. Do not take that step lightly. Don't think, oh well, that was then, this is now, we're fine, we're over that. No, that's not how it works. For all you know, that ex may have acquired some more things and habits and what have you in his life that will drive you even crazier than before. And you have to think about that. Once somebody's apart from you, they start seeing different people. They start getting to know different people. They start doing different things, what have you. And they might have qualities about them now on top of the other ones you didn't like before. So you got more. So you got to be careful. You got to be very, very careful. And if you do decide to take that step, all I can tell you is you keep your heart and your mind open. You know, you always hear stories, what can we say, songs and poems and what have you, follow your heart. I disagree with that completely. Do not follow your heart, follow your head. Your heart will get you into so much trouble. As we all know, how many of you have followed your heart and now you're sitting here like this thinking, oh my God, I can't believe I went out with that person. I can't believe I dated that person for so long. You followed your heart when your head was saying, there's something not right. Am I not right? Tell me, am I not right? Each and every one of you who are in this situation where you're thinking of going back to an ex for some reason, tell me that you haven't had that feeling inside of you that something said something isn't right. And you still did it, and then look at the price you paid. No, 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 no. You know what I'm talking about. You've got to use your head. And if you have children involved in the picture, younger children, obviously if they're adults and on their own, they have to live their life, you have to live yours, but even then you want the person you're with to get along with your kids as adults. You don't want somebody who they look at and go, God, I hate that. Mom, I hate him, or Dad, I hate him, or whatever the case may be. I hate that person. No, you don't want that either. But, if you do have young kids still at home, you've got to be even more careful. Do you want to put them through what could be another situation, again, repeated, of being with this person and the next thing you know, it's falling apart for the same old reasons? Do not follow your heart. I'm telling you, follow your head. Your head is the one that gives you that gut feeling. Your heart is the one that looks and goes, oh my God, I love him. Oh my God, he's so cute. Oh my God, I can't. Oh my God, oh my God. That's your heart. Your head is the one that stops you and goes, wait a minute. I don't really think I like that. I don't think I'm thrilled with this. Why do I not feel right when I'm with that person? That's your head. Your heart is the one that just kind of opens up and, oh my gosh, I love you. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, I love being around you. And then you forget everything else that's logic. So I say, love somebody with logic so that you can avoid all the heartache from following your heart. And I mean that. I really believe that if people use more logic, me included, if I had done that in the past, the signs were there. I chose to ignore them. I paid a dear price. So follow your head. Fall in love with logic. Get in a relationship with logic. It's very important. I mean, of course, you have to feel that feeling in your heart where you love and want to be around them and it draws you to them. But at the same time, that heart is kind of like, ha ha ha, here I am, I love you, I love you, I love you. Even though you're the worst thing that's ever happened to me, you don't always want that little heart, you know, guiding you. It's better to have the squirrely brains up here that look like a bunch of worms guiding you. And you know that. I mean, each one of you watching this, come on, don't tell me that you don't know what it's like to be with somebody and you know in your head it's all wrong. It's all wrong. But you have some, excuses. I'm lonely, haven't found anybody, will I ever find anybody? Oh my gosh, this is no fun, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Loneliness is not fun. Being single is not fun all the time, that's for sure. But when it comes down to it, I'd rather be alone and feel alone than be with somebody sitting next to me thinking, I feel so alone. Because that's basically like unrequited love, you know? You're just kind of there. You're in it, but it's not really together. I wouldn't want that. I never want that again in my life. And I'll tell you, like today, I will give you an example. If you guys go on my channel and you'll see this picture of a cloud that I took today. I had just gone shopping with my daughter. I was in a good mood. I've been doing the focusing like I told you to bring, the right man into my life. I talk to the universe, oh blessed universe. I leave it up to you to bring me the man that is perfect for me, that you know will be perfect for me and my family. And I do include family. And today I was thinking about it when my daughter and I were shopping, and I was looking at the couples, and I kind of got that, oh, that feeling of, oh, how dare you be a couple? I don't care how terrible that sounds, but you know that feeling when you're just looking at somebody and they're all, oh, honey, what do you want to get for dinner? Oh, honey, blah. Well, I had that feeling. So I come home, I go to sit out front. She's in here, wasn't feeling too good, so she was laying on the couch, and I decided to go out on the porch for a bit. And I look up, and there is this cloud in the shape of a heart with like a little arrow going through it. If you look on my channel, you will see this cloud. This is for real, guys. I could not believe my eyes because I was sitting there looking at the sky, just kind of looking around. I thought, oh gosh, where is that man of mine? Where is he? Who is he? What's he doing right now? What's his name? I was just like, oh my gosh. Then I look over to the right, and I was like, oh my God, there's clouds in the shape of a heart with like little arrows, like the little love arrow. I could not believe my eyes. I thought, oh my God. So I ran in to get my camera, took the shot, and I was just stunned. I thought, wow, is that a sign? And then I go to sit down again. I look up after my daughter leaves, and then they took off. I came back in, went back out. I sit down. I look up, and I thought, oh my God. There were two clouds. One was in the perfect shape of an O, the first one. The one to the right of it was the perfect shape of an E. I thought, am I seeing what I'm seeing? An O and an E perfectly. And so I ran in to get my camera. By the time I got back out, they had kind of fuzzed over, blown over. I was like, oh my God. But I couldn't believe it. I thought, what is the O and the E? Don't know. Maybe that's the initials of the man I'm going to meet. Who knows? But there's this heart. You'll see it on my channel. And then after that, I got those initials. And I'm glad I got that heart thing because right after I took the shot of it, it just dissipated. And I was like, I took that as a sign to me that don't give up hope. There is someone out there. He's coming to you, Lori. And I say that to you guys too, who are considering going back to an ex. Oh my gosh, think long and hard about it, guys. That is a serious, serious step. You could be leading yourself into a world of heartache and heartbreak. And it could be even worse the second time because here you are thinking, you know what, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to get with this person again, and we're going to make this work. I know it. Oh, he loves me so much. She loves me so much. This is going to be perfect and ideal. Oh, we miss each other so much. So you get back together, and then you start seeing the same stuff occurring, and you are like triple brokenhearted. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh my God, slam, 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 because you had this great expectation for it, like, oh, we've been apart and now we really miss each other and now we're going to make it work. Yes, I know it's going to be fantastic. I just know it. So imagine when you think back to how it, didn't work the first time and then you build up so high for the second time and it doesn't work. That is a crushing blow to your heart, your ego, your everything. It's just like, oh my gosh. So you got to be serious about this, guys. If you're out there thinking about going back to an ex, write down a list of pros and cons and be honest. Don't sit there and say, he's so sweet, she's so cute, he's so this, blah, 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 blah. Write pros and cons. And be completely 100% honest in those pros and cons. Don't fantasize, don't glorify, and also the other way, don't put down where it really doesn't need to be put down. Be honest. Write them down. Don't just think about it. Write them down so you can look at them. And you have to look at that list and think, are you willing to deal with all of what was before again? I don't care if they tell you, oh, I'm changed. Believe me, I miss you so much. I love you. You were my everything. Nobody since you has been the best. Oh my gosh, what would I do without you? Oh my God, since I've been without you, anybody I dated just didn't measure up. You're the best. But you know the whole lines, right? You know all those lines. We all do. But I don't care what they say. You need to be the smart one. You need to be the one that says, I'm going to sit down and analyze this. And I know it might sound like, oh, how unromantic, but this is your life, people. This is not, you're not going to buy a cake at the store that you don't like and you can take it back, We're talking about your life and your heart, your emotions, your health as well, because it can affect you with stress. So it's something to take very seriously, guys. And remember that if you're not honest with yourself, if you're not true to yourself about who that person was and how you felt when you were with that person, I'm not talking just about the good times. Even in some of the worst relationships, you're going to hear of some good times that occurred. You need to think about how many things occurred that really made you unhappy when you were with that person. How that person made you feel when they were with you, around you, when they talked to you, what they said to you, how they related to you. Did you really like it? Was it really worth being with that person? Or was it a habit? Had it become a habit? Okay, I'm married to this person or I'm dating this person. It actually can become a habit to where you just kind of put up with it. Like, oh, well, whatever. And then finally, when it burst apart and you got divorced or you broke up, whatever, you look back and you go, oh my gosh, what? How did I take that for so long? Don't brush all that under the rug. Don't forget it's there. Go over all that in your mind, people. Remember, it's your life. It's your life. And if you have kids, it's them too. You don't want to be messing with all this stuff going on. Bring a family together, break it apart. Bring it together, break it apart with the same person. Of course, you're taking. Some of you will say, "Oh well, you're going to be taking a risk when you meet somebody new." Of course you are. Of course you're going to take a risk that person could be a jerk too, or a bitch. Excuse me. Ooh, B word. But it could be. And so, of course, that's a risk. But the thing is, you already know what that what it was all about, and why it broke up. So you already know it's like a lesson learned. Are you learning from it? Did you learn a lesson from that relationship? That's how I'm looking at all of mine, guys. Any relationship I had, I look at it now and I wonder. I look at the lessons that I learned from them, and now I know what they were. They were to show me, you deserve to have a wonderful man, Lori. You deserve somebody who's going to treat you the best, like a queen, make you feel valuable, wanted, special. Like I am really a valuable human being in their life, and that's what you deserve. Don't go back to somebody just because you think, well, okay, I'm lonely. This will work out. I really loved him. I really loved her. Did you really love them at the end there? Was it really love, or was it just a habit that finally broke apart? You finally broke the habit, okay? That's what I would look at it as. You finally broke a habit. Now, if you're willing to take up that habit again, like smoking or drinking or whatever else, are you willing to deal with the consequences of picking up that habit again? That's all up to you. I can't tell you yes or no because I don't know what your situation was with your ex. All I do know is I don't know anybody. I'm 57, and I have yet to meet anybody who has gotten back with an ex and it's been successful. So I don't know. Maybe that says something. And of course, you look at Hollywood. Well, forget that. People get back together all the time, and they're broken up in 70 days. That sort of thing. So you you need to think about it seriously, guys, and don't take it lightly. And I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. This is your life. I'm going to repeat it. This is your life, guys, okay? We're talking your life here. We're talking your future. We're talking how it's going to affect your family, your relationships, everything. Because let's face it, whatever relationship you get into affects every aspect of your life, your work, your home life, your families, everything, neighbors. It affects a lot how you are feeling. So think about it hard. Take a long, hard look at it. Write that pros and cons list. Don't fool yourself. Like I said, be honest about that list. Write down everything about that person you didn't like, everything you did, and see if it's really worth it. And if, like I said, if there was any kind of abuse, please, please, please do not think you can change them. You cannot. I know. Believe me, I've been there. You cannot change them, okay? It's not worth the risk either. If they're abusive to you, please forget them forever. Please do not even think of going back to them in any way, shape, or form. Get them out of your life as completely if you can. So, guys, I hope this answered her question. Um, This is not something that I think you should just decide to do without really contemplating over the long haul what it will do, and take the time to think about it. Don't sit down, write a list, and go, okay, I think the pros are more than the cons. Okay, I'm gonna get back together with him or her tomorrow. No, 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 don't be foolish. Go write that list. Look at it, read it, go over it, and go over the next several days or weeks, and start, try to think of more things. You're not going to think of all of it as you sit down. Think of more things in your life with that person. Think of the little things that maybe aggravated you or bothered you, or you used to sit and wonder, God, I don't know if I can take that. Think about all those. And each time you think of something, write it on the list. The con list, the pro list. But be honest with yourself, guys. And I think you'll be glad if you do it this way. And I think 9 times out of 10, it's a good idea not to go back to an ex. I think we all deserve a fresh start. We all deserve a new and clean and hopeful love. When you go back to an ex, you're already starting with, oh gosh, I hope he or she doesn't do that. I hope he or she still doesn't like to go there or hang out with these people, or I still hope he or she doesn't, have a little drug or drinking problem. I still hope he or she doesn't like to take off and stay gone all night. You know what I'm talking about, guys, right? You know what I'm talking about. So don't pretend. Don't pretend you don't know. You're guilty just like I'm guilty. We've all dated somebody that we knew in our heart. We were making up that list in our head and the pros and cons in our stupid hearts. And oh, he's so cute. She's so cute. Oh my God, how could I not go out with that person? And then you think, what a fool I was. So do what I say, guys. Make a list. Go over it over several days, weeks. I suggest weeks, not days. More so weeks, maybe even months. Um, and be honest about it so that you can come back later and let's say you take the step and you go with them, and let's say they did, you know get a bunch of more habits or whatever that you drove you so crazy you had to break up with them again, or they broke up with you again. At least if you made the attempt to go through it all, if it didn't work out, you can look back and go, I really did write that pros and cons list, and I really thought that the pros were better. But I guess I was wrong, but I tried. Don't just hop into it, and then when it falls apart, if it does again, then you feel like a fool. You're like, oh my God, what an idiot I am. I didn't even think about this. I just did it. Then you feel kind of really bad. You know what I mean? So if you do it this way, where you really contemplate over everything, and it still doesn't work out and you take that jump, at least you do. You feel a little bit better. You feel just a little bit better, where you're thinking, well, I did try, and that's a much better feeling than thinking, I didn't even try to go over this whole thing. I just jumped in. Now look at me, the idiot. I am such an idiot. I just did this. You don't want to feel that way, because I know you have felt it just like I have felt it. So to you, I say, do what I say. If you take the step, I do wish you the very best of luck. But I'm hoping that you take that step, if you do, for the right reasons. Not because you're lonely, not because you think you'll never find someone to love you or that you will love, not for financial reasons, that's for sure. Not for any reason other than you honestly, in your heart and mind, particularly mind, feel that there's enough pros to where there's a possibility it can work, okay? That way you don't beat yourself up so bad if it doesn't work out. I'm telling you, if you don't, you will beat yourself up really badly if you just jump into it. So use your head, not your heart. I'm telling you right now, forget the heart when it comes to the thoughts of going back to an ex. Put a little cage around that heart right now. Pretend it's in jail. Pretend it has no access to the outside world, including your brain, and it's just there. Sit tight. And then you open this part up real wide. Open it wide and get all those little files in there clicking. Let's see. He used to do this. He used to put me down. He used to tease me. He used to leave me alone. He used to this. She was such a biatch. She was so dirty. She wouldn't make a meal. She wouldn't help me in the kitchen. She wouldn't take care of the kids. Think about all those little things that led up to a breakup. We all know what it was that caused the breakup. And for those of you that maybe were blindsided, where you thought everything was going great, and then one day that guy or girl calls you and says, I'm sorry, it's not going to work out, it's over. Well, guess what? I don't think those are even worth contemplating going back to if they should come back into your life. Because if they're willing to lead you along and lie to you and let you think that everything is great, and then one day they just say it's over, well, I think you have your answer, guys. Hello! You got your answer. That's a real scumbag. Don't go back to somebody like that, because do you really want to go there again? No, I don't think so. Okay? So guys, do what I say. I wish you the best. Use your head. You who contacted me. I'd say your name, but I really can't. So anyway, um, just do what I say. You know who you are. I told you I would make this my next video, so that's who you are. You know. So think long and hard about it, sweetie. And to all of you, I wish you the best in your pursuits. And I hope you use your head, not your heart anymore, because the heart is what gets us into so much trouble. It's one thing when you're already in a relationship and you're in love and your heart is in love, that's wonderful. But don't let it guide you. I'm a firm believer that, I see it in movies, I see it on all kinds of, let your heart be your guide. No, I take that, I did disagree with that. Let your brains be your guide. Your brains are the ones that are telling you, nope, 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 this doesn't feel right. Nope, 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 there's something that's not going the way I like. I don't really like the way he's doing that. Your heart is just looking at that person thinking, oh, God, he's so cute. Or, oh boy, is she hot. Oh my gosh, I really like that person. I love that person. Yeah, that's the heart talking, people. And that's not what you want talking. You want this talking. So do what I say. Wish you the best of luck, and I'm going to go relax for a little bit, wash my face, get all this makeup off, and relax for the evening. And I'm taking that heart as my sign, and I'm sending it out to any of you who are watching this. That little video that I have on my channel with the heart cloud, little arrow through it, I send that all out to you, to all of you. I send it to all of you, that is your little sign that love is coming to you. And who knows, and I am a firm believer that true love and good love will not come to you until you have cleansed yourself of old loves and old stuff. As long as you're hanging on to that old stuff, I believe that the universe says, nope, your heart, your mind, and your soul, and your body is not ready for somebody new that would be perfect for you. So I took that as my sign. Let's see what happens. Who knows? Maybe one of these days I'll be making a video saying, I found Mr. Right. George Clooney came right to my door. Oh, sorry. That was wrong. I found Mr. Right. he finally walked into my life. But I send it out to all of you guys. That little heart cloud is for you to think of love. It's a representation of love, okay? The heart is a representation of love. But like I said, use this one for, for the, if you want to go back to an ex, okay? Talk to you later. Have a good night. I love all of you. And for all of you doing any beauty treatments right now, or are going to do them right after this, well, enjoy them, because we all deserve them, whether we're girls or guys, whatever. We deserve to take care of ourselves, make ourselves feel good, get together with a group of people, and have a little beautify party, where you do your nails, your hair, oh, I love all that stuff when you do get together and you do your masks and you just do all that girly stuff, or guy girly stuff, whatever the case may be, and it just feels good. It just makes you feel fantastic. So enjoy that. I suggest to those of you who are single and considering going back to an ex, listen to other people as well. People that you know in your heart. Again, here we go. In your heart and in your mind, okay? When it comes to friends and family, that's where I say, listen to your heart. If your friends and family are telling you, we really don't like that guy, we really don't like that girl, and your heart gets that feeling of, ooh, that hurts. Well, sometimes the truth hurts, and sometimes that's what we need to be smacked with, right in the heart, to say, open up that brain now, okay? And think about all that, too. Think about what people say about that ex. 9 times out of 10, they're being honest about that person. And be careful, because you might have somebody who's telling you that a person is really great when they're not, because maybe they want to see you fall apart and fail, and then they can say, I told you so, when it falls apart again. Know what I mean? All right. Love you guys. I'm going to go get cozy and comfy. I got my little silk PJs on, and I feel good. And I'm going to cuddle up, and I'm going to start reading more of my book, Eat, Pray, Love. I love that movie. I could watch it 10,000 times. If you haven't seen Eat, Pray, Love, you've got to see that movie. Oh, I just love it. So, see you guys later. I'm going to get ready to hit the sack, relax, and just calm down and feel good. Good night, guys. Mwah. I love you. Have fun tonight. Have a good week ahead. We'll see you. Mwah. Bye-bye. Goodbye, kitty weenie.